Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Masterpiece Skids figure. So I got this guy just the other day, and actually it was today. I don't know why I said the other day. And I'm pretty impressed with him. He's a pretty nice little figure. Here he is with a chug car. He compacts really well. So there's that. I am working on a little side project that's going to get me a Masterpiece car permanently for comparison videos. But that's a project for another day. I got to get a couple more pieces in and then start a art project. And then we'll take a look at it, because I'm actually kind of excited about doing custom project, which I may or may not film to show you, but I don't know. It's one of those, like, if I fail, this is going to be a botch like no other. So I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about Skids. So here he is in his car mode. It rolls just fine. His weapons do store in the back. I know there's a way to, like, you can plug these in, but my fingers are too, like, they're too big to really maneuver this that well. So, you know, there's like a little port here. It looks like you could plug the gun into there. And I'm sure there's somewhere where you can... I just can't quite maneuver in here all that well. So, don't fault the figure on that. Fault the monkey hands. Rolls like a champ. It's got, I don't know if it's paint or if it's just finish, but the blue looks really sharp, really nice. The red's painted well too, but the blue's, like, it just looks really good. Like, every bit of it, like, it's like I could tell this is bare plastic, but they put they used like a sheen on it a little bit, and it seems like it just elevates it just a tad. And so the hood does open, so you can see the inner workings of the car there, and then the doors open as well, more for transformation, but you can open them, and as you saw, the back hatch will open as well. And then while we've got the hood open, you can take the mirrors here and fold in for transformation. And you can fold that down. So yeah, you know, if you play around with this thing and you smash it against other cars, I might recommend you putting those in there anyway. But, you know, not many of us do that with our Masterpiece figures, but who knows? So yeah, let's go ahead and get them transformed. So first, pull all this up, fold up the doors. I actually... Funny story about this guy is I was so, like, I don't know if I want this figure. Maybe I'll get one of the third-party ones. I had actually ordered Marvel's Frogman, and because I canceled it, I had some credit with BBTS, because he was sitting in my pile of loot so long that it was almost time to ship him. And I was like, okay, cancel this order, and then so this guy ended up being like $60 with the credit. So I was like, oh, well, might as well give him a try. So fold out these pieces here, and this will come down like this. And what we want to do here, this gets funky-ish, is you fold this up like that, and then this will hinge here and go up into here. There, it's hard to show this. So there's a plug right here and a slot right here, and so this plug will plug into the first one, this plug will plug into the second one here. So you fold that up, and you kind of want to do them at the same time. And it's almost pointless because they will untab on you at least once or twice during the transformation. But once you get them in there, you know, that it kind of holds things together for you, at least for a little while. And so like that. Those lights are a little too bright for regular review. I just wanted to show that off. Alright, so there's a notch in the wheel here. And then there's a peg here on this plate. So you just fold that around and you line it up with that notch, and then you fold the wheels around so the red pieces are forward. I think I've seen people have this forward and it makes it look like he's got really low shoulders, but when you actually do it right, it looks good. Fold this down, fold this down, fold the hand down, and then we do the same thing over here. So fold this up and line that up with the plug, rotate, slide, and there you go. For the legs, straighten this out, and then this will come down, lock into place. Fold this down like this, and then this assembly will come up, and then you can fold this down, kind of lock that into place. Works pretty well. Fold this down, rotate this out, there, and then you rotate the wheel all the way around. And same thing on this side. So, lock, down, in, down, out, rotate. And there you go. There's his legs. Pull this up a tad. And then this is a little annoying because there's nothing really holding the head up. It's just on a friction pin. So it likes to rotate down, especially when you're manipulating the back piece here. So this just comes down like this, and then you just kind of fold this up. I don't think there's any actual places to lock it in. Not that I can really tell. But basically it just kind of folds up like that. I mean, that's pretty much it. And that's Skids in a nutshell. Yeah. I don't really care too much for the backpack, but I mean, it's overall it's fine. Head is on a hinge or a swivel, so you get the left and right, and it does like to go back, and it gets annoying when it goes too far back because you're like, you know, again, back to my monkey paws. So you gotta flip that up. Nice finish on that blue paint there and the face. Arms rotate up like this, out to there, bicep swivel, bends at the knee, gets you a great range of motion there. Wrist swivels, fingers open and close, and he's got an individual posing finger there. Waist swivels, nothing, no ab crunch really. Hips ratcheted up. Oh, you know what? I think I missed something here. Maybe. Does this lock out? No. Not really. Okay. I thought it was like, oh, maybe this locks like it's a drop down hip or something, but it's not, I don't think. So out to there, thigh swivel, bends at the knee, pretty good range of motion there. The ankle has a bit of a rocker and a little bit of a tilt. And then you can take the guns here. They can plug into the top of the arm here like this. or they can plug into the side of the arm like this. Same with the other one. So, up to you how you want to do that. Excuse me. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. Let me grab a car, Autobot or two that we can compare him to. Well, since he's still here from the last review, here he is with Optimus Prime, the Transform Element one anyway. And yeah, I mean, he's more of a mini-bot size, I'd say. But they're all the way over there, so I'm not going to grab them. Yeah, I really like this guy. You know, I think the backpack should clean up a little bit better. I don't like how the head just kind of flops back a little bit if you're not too careful. And this part of the leg assembly doesn't truly lock in. It just kind of frictions. So, you know, those are all a little bit of a bummer. But by far, not the end of the world, especially for a character I really never really cared about. And at the price point, what was he, like 70, 80 bucks, something like that? You know, it feels so much better than spending, you know, $150 to $200 on a character that was in like half an episode or or something like that. I mean, I just you know, it's like I never cared for Skids, and it's like, you know what? For under $100, yeah, sure, I'll buy these characters that I don't really care too much about. For over $100, near $200, it's like that's when I start hesitating. So, you know, Takara, if you are out there watching this, which, right, sure. But if you are, I would love it if you did all the little side Autobots like this. You know, I mean, do the throttle bots next. I mean, let's just knock all of these little, you know, characters that nobody really cares much about. But, you know, it's funny because it's like you'll make money off of people like me who don't care about the characters, because I will buy your figure faster than a third party one because it's cheaper, and I don't want to spend a ton of money on, you know, I mean, I would never buy a Fans Toys version of Skids. So it's like Hasbro, you know, appease your market of, we don't want to spend high top dollar money on great figures. Give us mundane crap of mundane characters, and you'll actually make a lot of money off of me. It sounds so bad, but I don't have any other way to say it. I mean, it's just like you know, if, you know, like, let's look at the Trailbreaker. You know, the Masterpiece Trailbreaker wasn't all that much cheaper than the Fans Toys one, so I went Fans Toys because, you know, if you're competing in that same market, you're not going to win. But you know what? I'm not going to buy a third-party Skids. And if Fans Toys put one out right now, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't even consider buying it because, hey, I have the Masterpiece one. And it's all about price at this point. You know, price and quality is, you know, because this isn't crap either. It's simple. It's definitely feels more like a Chuggish style design as opposed to an MP style design. Not saying that's a bad thing, because the Chug stuff is working out pretty well. I mean, look at my last video with the Minosaur. I think he's a solid figure. I don't know why he's leaning, but I mess with those hips too much, I think. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah. But anyway, you know, it's like if they were to put out, let's say, the Throttle Bots, let's say Runabout, Runabout, you know, characters like that in this scale and at this price point, and just was churning them out. You know what? I'm gonna buy them. I would buy every single one that they put out, and I wouldn't think twice about like the X-Transbots versions and stuff. That's where I'm at. You know, like I will buy the third party. Like, I mean, I thought their Optimus mold isn't all that great in the end because it doesn't fit right. But it's like if they focused on these little guys, I think they can really knock it out of the park. And I would just buy them up like crazy. You know, especially like I said at that price point, I would love to buy like 3 or 4 style, MPs style like this. Than buy one Fans Toys figure. You know, it's just that's where I'm at with my collection. It's just like I want to fill those gaps quickly and efficiently with a good product, and I think this is a good product, and this is where I think Takara has exceeded my expectations and just knocked this out of the park. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. You know, to take a character I don't like, or care about. It's not that I don't like him, I just don't care about him. I nothing him. But to put him out in a quality figure, I mean, he looks good. He feels good. You know, a few gripes, you know, like this not locking in perfectly, and this not locking in perfectly. But to put it out for cheap, you know, kudos to you guys, you know, Takara. I think they nailed this one. And I really hope that they do more. I know they're doing a bunch of repaints of this guy. That's not quite what I meant, but and I don't think any of the repaints were ever in the show, so they're not going to get purchased by me because I just don't care. You know, it's like if they're in the show, sure, I'll pick them up. But yeah, it's like, man, I would love it if they just started nailing a whole bunch of these characters like that, and just cranked them out, because I think that's where Takara's money could really rake in, is just putting out this kind of thing as opposed to trying to do this kind of thing. Like, let's keep it simple for you guys and just do a ton of them. I mean, I can't think of anybody past the ones I've already mentioned, but you know, maybe some more of the mini bots that haven't been done yet. They might have already been third party done, but you know what I mean. I mean, just let's do this. Let's do this more. I'm pretty happy with it. So I guess that's all I got. So.